Travel Talk, where our expert magical memory planners discuss ways you can have fun, memorable, and stress-free family vacations. Hi, and welcome to Travel Talk. So we are in January of 2024 on this episode, and the year is starting out. And what better way to start the year than to talk about getting organized for your travel? And so I travel a lot, sometimes like once a month or more. And so I'm always packing and unpacking, and people are always asking me, how do you pack so quickly? Because I can usually pack in like a half an hour for a trip. So I thought I would share some of my tips. I really have 5 tips to make packing easier for you and kind of what I do to kind of make that process smooth. So let's start with packing tip number 1. This is probably my number 1 thing, and this is my dedicated toiletries bag. I keep a bag of toiletries that is only for travel. So when I'm packing, I am not grabbing all the things that I need from my regular makeup and toiletries and shower items. I have a dedicated bag of things that I use just for travel. And so a lot of these are those travel sizes that are 3 ounces or smaller. I love to kind of collect those free samples that I can get like from the dentist of the little tubes of toothpaste or the little toothbrush or the disposable toothbrushes. I'm usually not away for more than 5 to 7 days, so it's not a big deal for me to not have like my full everything. So a simple toothpaste and toothbrush will totally work for a short trip or time away from home. And so I have that in there. Another thing I do is when I'm using my products at home, maybe my perfume or something that I really like, I wait till the bottle's about like almost done, and then I can either transfer that into a travel size disposable bottle that you can take for travel that's 3 ounces or less, or I just bring that item with me, depending on the size. So instead of using my perfume until it's completely done, when I'm about almost done, I put that on my stash for travel and I get a new one for home. That way I'm not carrying lots of additional items and I don't have to buy something new for my travel bag. So the other things I kind of do to do that is I love makeup wipes. At home, I don't always use them, but when I travel, that's a super easy item to throw in the toiletries bag. And I keep that all dedicated for that. Again, when my makeup is kind of like half done, I might put the older one or the half used one in my toiletries bag and then open a new one at home if I'm needing to refill. So that's kind of how I keep that dedicated bag. I also save some space because I skip a lot of the liquids. Shampoo, conditioner, and soaps are always provided at hotels. So I really don't bring those with me. I just bring a small, they have mini loofahs. So I have a mini loofah that I bring with me because most of the time the soap in the shower is a liquid soap. So I just have my mini loofah, which is easy to get through security, and I don't have to worry about carrying shampoos, conditioners, and soaps. They often have body lotions and other things like that in the hotels. So I kind of just stick with that. It helps me pack light and it makes things easy. So the dedicated toiletries bag is a big deal for me. I have like a secondary bag that I have all my accessories in. That's like the round brush I use for my hair. I have an extra hairbrush. The other things that I have in there is like I have like a little assortment of jewelry that I just use when I travel instead of what I use when I'm at home. Some hair ties, hair accessories, that kind of thing. So a little bag of accessories, a little bag of toiletries. It just always is in my suitcase and it's always ready to go. So the number 2 thing that makes life very easy when I travel a lot is laundry bags. So I have 2 different types. I have just regular mesh laundry bags that are different colors, and I have pop-up hampers. So depending on where we're going, how long we're going, and how many people, I kind of choose between those things. Pop-up hamper is really great if you're going someplace that you have a lot of space, like a hotel room or something like that. You can just kind of set it up in the bathroom. I usually set up 2 so we can sort our laundry as we go. If I'm on a cruise, sometimes there's not as much room for a pop-up hamper, so I'll just do one of the laundry bags, or if I'm traveling alone, a laundry bag is fine. And it's great because, like I said, I sort as I go. So while we're traveling, I need more than one anyway. So I just set up both and we sort as we go with our laundry. When we're packing up to come home, all the laundry goes in 1 or 2 suitcases, depending on how much laundry there is. And then when I get home, it's ready to drop into the washing machine. It's already pre-sorted and ready to go. That makes the coming home from a week's worth of laundry all at once a little bit more manageable because those suitcases just go right to the laundry room while the other suitcases can be put away. And then this laundry's pre-sorted and ready to go. So that is my laundry bag hack. And that makes life very easy when I'm traveling. My third thing is probably my most favorite thing. I probably should have said this first because I'm obsessed with them, but it is my most favorite thing. And those are my packing cubes. So a lot of people talk to me about packing cubes because they see them, but they don't really know how to use them or how to make life easy with them. So I'll just share why I love packing cubes so much. So packing cubes are amazing because they serve several purposes. So for one, it keeps everything organized in your luggage. So when I'm packing, I lay out my packing cubes and I always kind of do the same thing. I have one for my personal items, my pajamas, socks, underwear, and such. I have another one that I'll only put bathing suit stuff in, bathing suit cover up, my sun hat, that kind of thing goes in that packing cube. The next packing cube is like all my daytime fun clothes. So my t-shirts, my shorts, my athletic wear, that kind of whatever I'm wearing during the day. And then the fourth packing cube is my dress clothes. So whether it's a business trip and I have my business clothes, or it's a cruise and I have my evening wear, or, we're just planning to do some nice nights or whatever, my fourth cube would be any dress up clothes that I have. And so it's just easy for me to pack because I kind of know what goes in each cube. I know what I need, just the number of days, and that's what I need in there. And it keeps everything organized in my suitcase. So when I get to my destination and it's time to unpack, it's like toiletry bags go in the bathroom with the laundry bags, my packing cubes go in my drawers, my shoes go on the floor, and I'm unpacked and ready to go. It keeps everything organized. I can find stuff, even if it's like sometimes you have one night overnight at a hotel or in transition, and then you're at a hotel or your main part of your destination, or maybe you're doing a split stay and you're staying a few nights here, a few nights there. Your luggage can get really chaotic, and then you're like, I can't find my underwear, I don't know where my socks are, especially like those littler items. So the packing cubes again are fantastic because everything's in a cube. I know what they look like, and so it's really easy for me to go right to the right cube and find exactly what I need. And then when it comes to outfits in my cube, I usually just stack them together. So shirt, shorts, I put all those outfits together. So I just open them up and I just take the thing next section off the top, and it's just so easy. So easy to pack, easy to unpack. I know where everything is. My suitcase doesn't get all jumbled up. It's not a mess in there. So it's just really easy. So, packing is a breeze with that. Unpacking is a breeze with that. The other thing is that the cubes condense your items. So a lot of times they have like a mesh area of them. So you can kind of get a lot in there, and then you can hold it down and you zip it up and it just lets all that air out. So you can really get a lot in a packing cube, and that makes more space in your luggage. So that is really helpful to compress those items. It keeps things, from getting wrinkled too, because they stay tightly and neatly packed, folded or rolled or however you want to do it. And then I also have additional packing cubes besides the main four that I use for my clothing. I have a packing cube with all my plugs and such. So I have a cord organizer, and that is for all my electronics. I actually have I have all my cords, plugs, portable chargers. I have a whole set that's just for travel, even for my watch, like everything. There's everything I have duplicated. So everything that is electronic and has batteries in it, that has a cord organizer with the portable chargers. That always goes in your carry-on because you can't pack electronics like that. So that goes in my carry-on, but in my luggage, and I don't always take this cube, it just depends where I'm going, but I have a cube of like extension cords or like USB chargers. A lot of times hotels don't have enough plugs for all the things we have to charge now. So I have like a plug that has 6 USB ports on it. I have adapters for Europe, for England, for the Europe, the different adapters and multi-plugs. So I kind of have all that in one cube. And then I just decide like, oh, I need this for this trip, or I don't need this for this trip. But they're all together. So again, when I unpack or put things away, it's all together. When I travel, it's all together. Makes it really easy. I don't forget those things. So I have that cube for that. And then I have my organizer for all my cords and stuff. So again, really, really easy to kind of keep things going and keep everything organized. I love my packing cubes. Okay. Number four. Number four tip is a medical bag. So I always have a medical bag with us when we travel, kind of in two ways. I have a bigger bag. It's actually another packing cube, that is full of some of the medicines that I always want to have with us when we travel. So I have, again, duplicates of what I have at home. So I just keep my medical bag stocked. I have a thermometer because sometimes you don't even know if there's a fever or what's going on. It's good just to know before you need to call for assistance, kind of where you're at. So I keep a thermometer in there. I keep some pain relievers in there. I keep, and like, like an Advil and a Tylenol, that kind of thing. A decongestant, cough drops, an antihistamine, because you never know if something like that is good, like an itchy reaction to something is going to come up, and then motion sickness medicine. And we're not, people that generally deal with motion sickness, but it seems like the things we like to do on vacation can cause motion sickness. So whether my husband and my son are out deep sea fishing, or we're having a long bus ride on some type of a tour, you kind of don't know when that's going to hit. So I do keep motion sickness medicine in my travel bag, travel medical bag as well. And so that's something that I just always kind of have with me when I travel. The second part of that is I have like kind of like a first aid kit. The first aid kit part, I like the medical bag usually just stays in my luggage or stays in my room. The first aid kit I'll often carry around with me, especially when my kids were little. But that basically has an assortment of bandage sizes from, fingertips, like I have all the band-aids in there, to the really big ones for like a skin knee. I have some type of a antibiotic cream. I have an antibiotic spray. I have like a hydrocortisone cream, just that kind of thing. And that first aid kit usually is with me all the time. There's actually a little mini bottle of like a fever reducer or a pain medicine in there as well. And I cannot tell you how many times when my kids were little, and you know this as parents, you're just like in a theme park or whatever, and they just like trip. And there is first aid and all that stuff is available to you, but it's super easy just to pull them over to the side and clean them up and get them situated without taking too much time to go get assistance. So that first aid kit is kind of always with me. So the medical bag and the first aid kit are really always in my kit. You can also throw like I have Tums in there. I have like some stuff for belly upset too, because when you travel, these things that normally might not happen at home can happen when you're traveling. A little heartburn or a little indigestion or something like that. So great things to have in a medical bag. Always something you have with you. And if every time you travel, you have to try to think, what do I want to bring for medicine for this trip? It just takes a lot of time and you end up forgetting something. So just something I always keep in there. And my fifth thing is a super tiny thing, but it is a lifesaver and very important to always have. And it's usually in my carry-on, and that is the luggage scale. Uh, Different airlines have different weights. Usually it's 50 pounds. Some airlines are 40 pounds. But if you're flying with your luggage, you need to know how much it weighs. There's a lot of times I'm at the airport, and there are definitely people at the airline check-in counter with their luggage completely open on the floor, and they are rearranging things. And that is not fun. That does not make travel fun. So I always have a luggage scale. I weigh my luggage before I leave home. I throw my luggage scale either in the luggage or in my backpack, and then I'm able to, weigh my luggage again before we fly back home again. And that way I don't run into any of those issues. You can be really good about packing your luggage before you leave home, but then on the way back, I move everything around. I have all the dirty laundry together. I have all the shoes together, and then the weights are all off again. So I really just like to weigh my luggage and make sure. And in some cases, we've been on airlines where carry-ons have a weight limit as well. And so, just something to keep, make your life simple. It is a very inexpensive thing to purchase, but it really can make things easy. And if you're traveling regularly and flying, you definitely need one of those. And just a little sidebar for our family, we like to guess the weight of our luggage. It's kind of a regular thing before I weigh all the luggage and everybody's putting all the luggage out in the hallway at home. Like, what do you think your luggage weighs? And we start like calling out numbers, Price is Right rules. Try to see what you got, and we pick them up and we weigh them, and then we weigh everything and we see how close we are. So we're pretty good about judging our weight at this point because we're always looking at it. But that's just kind of the five things that I think make packing really easy. Having dedicated toiletries and not bringing too much, remembering what you're going to have at your access at your hotel. Having a laundry bag with you and a system to organize your laundry so that it makes it really easy for you when you get home. Packing cubes and organizers are a huge part of making your packing easy and unpacking easy and keeping everything organized on the trip, as well as having that medical bag so you don't forget anything that's important, and a luggage scale. So a little like sidebar to some of that, if you have prescription medications that are super important, you're going to want to put those in your carry-on. That's definitely important for personal medications. And with the toiletries and those types of things, if you have other things, like I bought a second curling iron, a flat iron, like those types of equipment that you normally have. Pretty much every hotel I've ever been in has a hair dryer, so I never bring a hair dryer. But if you want a curling iron or something, I just bought an extra one. I keep that in my luggage as well. So just having duplicates of things can really make things easy when you travel. Lastly, my little tiny sidebar. This is just a little tip that I picked up over time, and this doesn't really have to do with packing per se, but helps keep you organized and is a good tip for the new year. If you're heading out of town and you're going to be away on a bigger trip that's like 7 days or longer even, one of the things I do before I leave home sometimes is I clean out the fridge a little bit because I don't want to come home to anything super stinky. But that also means when I come home, I don't have any food. And that means that I have to unpack, I have to do a lot of laundry, I have to get caught up on work, and then I have to make dinner at some point and there's no food. And we've been eating out for a while. So it's like, on vacation. So you kind of feel like I'm not sure that I want to go out. So one of the other things I do before I leave for vacation is I place a grocery order to be delivered at whatever time is convenient after I return home. Usually not the day that I return home, but usually the morning after. And lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, milk, bread, all the things that would go bad while I was away. And that way, that first day, I'm ready to make like a really good homemade fresh meal. Usually I'm craving a salad. And that's just a great way to just get one chore off your list of coming home, is having that grocery order ready to go. It gets delivered that next morning, and it's one less thing you have to deal with. And so that's my savings hack for myself, just one less piece of chaos. But I hope you guys have a happy and healthy new year. I hope you have lots of travel opportunities and that these packing tips make it easier for you to travel and take maybe some of the stress out of packing and make it a little bit easier for you. So happy new year.